Hi everybody, welcome back to DayZ, and in this video I'm going to show you how to spawn in what I'm calling an admin tent base spawn. The idea behind this is that on console we're at the disadvantage that we can't have any admin tools when we're in game. You know, there's no Zombie, there's no vanilla plus admin or anything like that. So if you want to spawn into your server and go around and just see if everything's working as a player, you've got to log in as a new survivor, find the stuff and start wandering around. And I thought, wouldn't it be good just to have some sort of base in the middle of the map that you could spawn in, and then you could spawn in as an admin, take the stuff that you needed, and then despawn the base, and then you'd be left, you know, with the good kit that you wanted, and you could wander off and do what you needed to do. And that's what this is. Now, what I've done is I've adapted one of my Pioneer tents, and using a custom object spawner, I've plonked it down in the middle of Chernarus here. It's south of the lake at Prud, sort of northeast of Cabino, on like this intersection of a few roads and paths. So it's kind of off the beaten track, so the chances are someone building a base here are quite low, but you're in the middle of the map so you can find different places. And in the tent there is, I mean, there's not everything, but there's lots of stuff. There's police gear, there's military gear, there's NBC gear, there's hunter gear, there's a load of food, there's various weapons, cooking utensils, base building stuff, fireworks, spades, and then around the outside you've got tents, you've got generators, you've got barrels, you've got wooden logs, there's a water pump there so that you can fill up everything, and then you've got piles of wood here that you could cut up, and then there's also a truck spawns in as well, with all the wheels and the battery and the stuff you need to make it run sort of scattered around the truck. Now the idea with this, and I'm going to show you how to do this, is that you would tell everybody on your server via your Discord or your Facebook group or whatever, look, the server's going to go into maintenance mode now, and then you would stop the server, you would change the password or add a password to it, and then you would add in the custom JSON spawner that spawns in the tent and the gear and the truck. You would then edit your types.xml so that the truck should still carry on even after server restarts, and then you edit the CFG player spawns.xml, so it's just one spawn near this tent, and then you spawn in, then you start the server, you spawn in, you kill your character, so your character then appears here. You can then go into the tent, take all the stuff you want, load up the truck and fix it if you want, drive the truck a little bit further away, then you exit the server, you delete the entry from the CFG gameplay.json that spawns in the tent, and you go back and you put the CFG player spawns.xml to vanilla, and then you take the password away or change the password to what it used to be, restart the server, and then the base disappears. If you haven't used the truck disappears, and then you're good to go to wander around the server doing what you need to do. You know, you've got enough gear to survive and run across the server, or, you know, drive a vehicle around. And I've done it on my Xbox server, and it works pretty well. But you can do it all in about 10 minutes from sort of adjusting the code and spawning in, getting the stuff you need, and then spawning out again. And once you've got the custom JSON in the custom folder on your server, you know, it's there to use. Now, I will do a Livonia version of this as well at some point. So how do you do all this? Now, in the description below this video, you will see a link to my GitHub repository, and it's this one: Scale Speeder DayZ console Chernarus admin spawn tent base with gear and truck custom JSON spawner file. That's a mouthful, isn't it? And all you do is you click on this code button and you download the zip, and then you extract that on your local PC. And what you'll get is, you know, there's some kind of images to give you an idea of what it's like and the interior. There's the base location as well, so you can take a look at that, so you know where it is. And then the really important bit is the README there, and also the Chernarus admin spawn base JSON and the Chernarus admin spawn base.dze. Now, the README .text goes through line by line with very simple instructions on how you do this. And if you're used to installing custom JSONs, you'll find it easy. There's no map group pos stuff to muck around with. We're just making everything spawn in with an object spawner. Now I have included as well the Chernarus admin spawn base.dze. So this is the DayZ editor mod file. So if you want to change this and customize it to how you want it to be, just import that or load it into DayZ editor mod on the PC, and you can muck around with it to your heart's content. And the file that you actually upload to your custom folder on your server is this one. So what you need to do, what I'd recommend you do, is read through the entirety of the readme.txt first, just so you're familiar with what's going to happen. And then you can kind of get used to what you've got to do. And it goes through step by step, saying, stop your server, activate your server dz.config file, upload the Chernarus admin spawn base.json to your custom folder, change your CFG gameplay .json file to reflect the fact that you want to load that in, edit your types.xml so that the trucks don't despawn on restart. That's the same change you make to editor trucks as well. And then it tells you how to add the spawn point that spawns in your new character at the base, and gets rid of all the other ones. And then basically then what you do is right at the end you then kind of do the reverse. So you take the remarks brackets away from all of the other coordinates, delete the coordinate that spawned you in at the base. You can leave the types.xml, but then you take away the reference to the object spawner at the end, and then you restart the server. Make sure you've changed the password back to what it was, or get rid of it, and then you'll be there with your stuff able to run around. As I say, you can do it in about 10 minutes when you get used to it. But hopefully you find this useful. If you have, hit the like button. If you want to see more of the same, obviously hit subscribe. And remember, I really enjoy getting questions. A quick thing. I wouldn't recommend you leave this on the server all the time, because there's a lot of loot in there, and that will affect the loot balance of your particular server. And also, often what happens with vehicles when you spawn them in using an object spawner is they jiggle and jaggle all around, and they can flip themselves over and destroy themselves, like you've seen here. So it's really just to spawn them in, put the bits on them, drive them away, and then get rid of the object spawner that spawns in the vehicles, and then everything will be cool. So there we go. Thank you very much, and I will see you again soon.